One product stores are currently king, and that's what's working so well right now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to dive in and give you 5 different strategies that I myself and my students are following consistently to see incredible results with one product stores. So let's dive into it right now. Before I go ahead and get started, if you can, give me a thumbs up on this video if you enjoy dropshipping content like this. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So if you're watching this, you're more than likely interested in starting a one product dropshipping store, but the problem is you might not know exactly what it takes in order to go out there and start a one product dropshipping store and all the logistics behind it. You also want to know kind of what other brands are following this and give you other case studies that you can potentially work off of as well. Because again, it's really good if you go out there and have a basis for something to look at in order to model off of. You don't want to ever copy, you want to model. So I'm going to be talking about different brands, important elements, how to go ahead and actually get content for your one product. I'll even talk about perceived value of the product and how you can charge more, and how to use Amazon as a way to go ahead and cross-reference what your product price potentially could be and the rule of thumb and why that's the rule of thumb for your product price. So first things first, I actually want to go ahead and dive in and talk about some of these one product store brands. Some of them that you may know of already is BlendJet. BlendJet, for example, is a one product store, and if you actually go ahead and look at their product catalog, it's kind of funny, I saw this the other day, is that you'll realize they don't really have a super advanced and nice store set up. They kind of just have like a template and a filler picture right over here for one of their, one of their catalogs or collections. So, BlendJet is a great example of a one product store that's absolutely crushing it, and their ads do exceptionally well. Also, I see them all over Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook as well. Once you go to their site, you will be pixeled and you'll probably be retargeted to the Earth's end. So have fun with that. Next up, you have a site like AmaBrush. Now, AmaBrush, I've noticed, hasn't been doing a lot of promotion, but their site is so freaking clean. It's actually one of the nicest looking, aesthetically pleasing sites that I've seen in a long while. And it's crazy because when I was going ahead and looking at creating a one product store for this particular toothbrush, there's 2 factors that I looked at. Number 1 is what problem it solves. And they actually did exactly what I wanted to do, was create a slider. For example, if you brush your teeth on average for 2 minutes in the morning and 2 minutes at night, that's 4 minutes every single day. And eventually that'll lead to, I think it's like an entire week of time saving. And they have a slider that projects that. So AmaBrush is, the site is really, really clean. I don't know if they're making any money. I don't really see any ads from them. But the second reason is that I actually ordered a product, and it's around here somewhere, and I ordered something like the AmaBrush, and I tried the product out, and then I realized something, wait a minute, this product won't ever take off because the quality is absolutely garbage. The product necessarily doesn't work. It's essentially just a vibrating sponge, I guess you can call it. So it's not necessarily going to clean your teeth. If anything, it's kind of counterintuitive. So I noticed that the problem is good in theory, but the product itself isn't necessarily good. Now, for the record, AmaBrush can be completely different, but this is the product right over here. If I turn it on, and it just starts vibrating ferociously. But yeah, it comes with a cool charging set. You put it right over here. This isn't the AmaBrush. This is another one. This is from AliExpress. I ordered it. I put this thing in my mouth. There's just a lot wrong with it. Like, you can't put regular toothpaste in here, or else it becomes a nightmare to clean and it crusts up. So, a product like this, it's definitely good in theory. I don't necessarily think that they actually tested the product before getting it, because if I was a user, I'd be extremely angry if I bought this, which I did. And if it came from AmaBrush, it's not going to be a sustainable brand. So what I'm saying is certain products aren't good and won't really fit the criteria. Now, some of the important elements that you should keep in mind is the product has to be unique, and it's very important. Like, for example, this is a unique product. This is new. This is something that not a lot of people have seen before. So it needs to be unique, and it also needs to have a problem-solving aspect. What's the problem-solving aspect? It's not whiter teeth, it's actually convenience. It solves the problem of being able to go ahead and have healthy teeth without having to sit there and brush, and you can just do this on the go as you're getting ready in the morning. That's what this particular product solves. Great in theory, not the best product, but again, test it yourself, find different suppliers. Maybe there's suppliers with really good ones. And here's the other thing, is that it must be mass marketable. If you don't have a product that can potentially reach a mass market, it's gonna be really hard to scale. For example, something that I've seen is people selling, guitar picks. And for the record, guitar picks could be very profitable, but it's to a very particular audience, and there's a cap to that. Once you have a set of guitar picks, it's not like you're going out there and constantly buying new guitar picks. So that audience is very limited. So something like this, everybody needs to brush their teeth. Hopefully everybody brushes their teeth. So again, this is mass marketable, so it's a good product to go after, but again, it needs to fit the other criteria that we listed out as well. Now comes the fun part, content with this. One of the first things that I do before I go ahead and get content created for a one product store is I actually go out there and order it myself. But when I do order the product and I do test that it actually works, what I start to do is I'll order, and first off, I'll coordinate different influencers. They can have like 15,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 followers. I don't really care how many followers they have. The only thing I want these influencers to do is to get the product and then go ahead and use it and create content. In return, they get the product for free. Sometimes you might have to pay them like 50, maybe $100, but you get content created. The best part about the content creation process is that some of these influencers will actually post the product for you for free, so you get some traction, you garner some traction. So in regards to going ahead and getting content, what you wanna do is try to find influencers that are more than willing to work with you. And again, those are gonna be on Instagram, and you wanna make sure that you create a page and you have some traction on your page. You don't want too much traction, because too much traction, they're gonna ask you to go ahead and pay them. But not a lot of traction will go ahead and not want them to work with you. So you kind of have to have, maybe like 8,000, 9,000 followers and a few pictures for them to go ahead and be like, okay, sure, send me a free product. And again, don't be shy to pay them $50 or so to go ahead and create content, because guess what? That's really cheap in regards to content creation. And that same content, you're gonna use that content to create advertisements for your particular one product store. And there's a lot of companies that do this, and that's the best way to do it. So you have 3 ways to actually get influencers. Number 1 is Fiverr. There's a lot of Fiverr models out there. All you have to do is send them the product and they'll create the actual content for you. Number 2 is you can cross-reference a platform like Shoutcart. And Shoutcart's interesting because of the fact that they provide influencers. And again, you have to sort through the columns and whatnot. You have to add filters for lifestyle. And those particular influencers you already know will create content. So you can just go ahead and buy that shout out, and then you can either, number 1, buy the shout out directly and then send them the product, or number 2, you can go directly to them and say, hey, look, I need you to review this product. Can I pay you through Shoutcart, etc. And the other way you can do it is just directly contacting them through Instagram, which is what a lot of people do in order to go ahead and broker these influencer deals. Again, you can choose any which way you want. You can do all 3. The name of the game here is just getting as much content as you possibly can, because the more content and more touch points you have for your one product store, the better it's gonna be for you to make a lot of sales, because the more times people see different ads but the same product, the better it is. It's different touch points and they don't get banner blindness. Now, perceived value and Amazon. Now here's what I want to talk about. Perceived value is something like this. You can go ahead and charge, let's just say $80 for, because the perceived value is definitely here. A regular automatic toothbrush might cost $30, but one that is truly automatic that you don't have to even touch, you can leave in your mouth and it'll clean your teeth for you. This can go ahead and have a higher perceived value. However, let's talk about the flip side. Amazon. This is where things get a little tricky, because yes, and I want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is Amazon. So if you're going out there and you're selling something like this and you're trying to sell it for $80, but it's on Amazon for $60, you have to sell this for $55, $56 if it fits your profit margin. Why? Because you have to not only own the category of this particular marketplace. So let's just say this is an AmaBrush, for example. This isn't actually an AmaBrush for legal purposes. Let's just theoretically say. So AmaBrush can go ahead and sell this for $55 and then eventually go to $80. But first they have to go ahead and kind of warm the marketplace up. So essentially, the marketplace, if they see this on AmaBrush, they're just gonna go to Amazon because they know they can get it faster, they can get it the very next day off of Amazon. So what you need to do is you need to lower the price, because at the end of the day, our psychology as human beings is to save as much money as we possibly can, because money is one of our top priorities as human beings. So being able to save a few dollars is definitely something people are willing to do, as long as they get their product in a decent amount of time. So when it comes to your particular product, you definitely want to cross-reference on Amazon and see the price points that they're selling at, and see if you can sell it for just slightly lower but still be able to make a profit. But how exactly do you make a greater profit? It's making sure your back-end sequences are set up correctly. So whether or not you have cross-sells, or you have a direct upsell, or you have a post-sale sequence with email using something like mail funnels, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're able to maximize your AOV and a lot of different other aspects as well when it comes to making your immediate sales on any product. If you're currently struggling to go ahead and find products that you can go out there and sell, take a look at this video right over here, and it's exactly the 5 products that I suggest you go out there and sell if you're a complete beginner or if you want to get some product ideas. So make sure you're also subscribed with notifications and give me a thumbs up on this video if you really enjoyed this content. I'll catch you soon.